Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Zach. You're watching Car Talk with Zach, and I cannot wait to show you. This is a 2023 Ford F-350. This is the all-new, redesigned, completely brand new Ford Super Duty, and this one is pretty special. You know, you might remember if you're following my Facebook page, Car Talk with Zach, you know, about two or 3 weeks ago, I had my hands on a new F-250. You know, it was pretty basic. It was the standard, well, not the standard, 7.3 V8 gas engine, and I had it over the weekend. I had full intentions of reviewing that truck and kind of bringing you up to speed on the new Super Duty, but the weather didn't hold out for me, so yeah, I just didn't get around to getting it done. And it's funny how the world works sometimes, because everything ended up working out, and here's why. This is one really special spec. I mean, this is a 2023 F-350 XLT with the Tremor package, and I mean, just look at this thing. It is absolutely a beast. This one is in the antimatter blue, absolutely gorgeous color, and I'm going to bring you to the very special part. Anytime you see that 6.7 liter in red, this is the one to have. So this is the 6.7 liter PowerStroke turbo diesel, high output. I'm going to come back to that here in a few minutes, but this is the most powerful Super Duty, the most powerful 3/4 ton or 1 ton truck you can get. This engine puts out 500 horsepower, and get this, 1,200 pound-feet of torque. 1,200 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a monster. And in the Tremor trim, God, it just looks like an absolute beast. You can see all new. You know, Ford did kind of take a page out of GM and Dodge. I mean, you do have all new steps here, so you can get into the bed. Also, you've got some back here in the bumper, and I'm going to tell you, this truck is tall. I mean, I'm about 5'9", so I'm not very tall myself, but this truck is more than shoulder length for me. I mean, shoulder height to me. I mean, it's big. So these steps are really nice to have to get up in the bed. You can see that Tremor sticker on the back. I mean, I'll talk a little bit about what the Tremor package gives you here in just a little bit, but this thing is a monster. You can kind of see its new design. You got kind of new tail lights. Again, the bumper steps, the step there in the side there to get up in the bed. You know, but all in all, I mean, it's a pretty similar design as the outgoing model, but just everything's been refined. Ford says that this elongated trim piece here is good for aerodynamics, but it's, you know, it's kind of nice and new. Coming around the front, you can see everything's just kind of nice and cleaned up. It's a little smoother. It doesn't look any less bold. I mean, this is a tough truck. So Ford didn't take the boldness out of the Super Duty, but it's just a little smoother. It's a little more refined. So all in all, I really like the thing. I do want to bring you, like, look at the size. Look at the size of this Ford. I mean, they are proud of their brand, and they should be. This is class-leading horsepower, class-leading torque. Also, what this truck is capable of is mind-blowing. So, you know, it really is quite a special truck. So, this one is kind of interesting how it's trimmed out. I mean, it's basically a very basic XLT. So you don't have the LED running light, like daytime running lights. I mean, this is just a halogen headlight. Inside, you've got all cloth. You don't have the digital gauge cluster. You don't have the 12-inch screen. I mean, it really is pretty basic. But what they did give you in this one is the important stuff. So for $12,495, you can get that 6.7 liter high output PowerStroke for $4,375. You get the Tremor package, And then basically, other than the 360-degree camera, this truck is just a basic XLT F-350. But you can see that Tremor package does give you those humongous, gorgeous wheels on 35-inch BF Goodwrench, super knobby tires. This thing is built for being very capable off-road. You've got special leaf springs, you've got special shocks, you've got skid plates and hard metal. I mean, listen, running boards. This is a tough truck. So yeah, and I absolutely think it's stunning in this antimatter blue with that Tremor package. It just looks so badass. It is quite a machine. All right, so we'll climb inside. I'll show you the inside of the all new Super Duty. Again, this one's very basic. You don't even have keyless entry. You actually, well, you do have keyless entry. You've got the fob, but you don't have where you can just, you know, touch it, keyless go, I think they call it. So yeah, I mean, very basic truck. Inside, huge step up. I mean, like, huge step up. You sit so tall in this truck. But again, as this truck is spec'd, very basic. I mean, as basic as you can get in the Super Duty. So you don't have the digital gauge cluster. The truck that I was going to review and spent some time with a couple weeks ago, this was all digital. This screen here, instead of it being this small little 8-inch screen, was a 14-inch, you know, nice screen, like you would expect in a you know, moderately trimmed F-150. But everything in here is pretty standard. I mean, nothing too special. It's kind of innovative cup holder and storage. That's one thing this truck does excel at, is just storage. There's so much storage. Yeah, I mean, it's very useful inside. Ton of room. You can carry kids, as I'm doing, and you can carry adults. I mean, big adults. This thing has so much room. Ford does a great job with their trucks. I mean, a lot of space. Great for a family, great for a working crew. But enough about that. Let's take a ride in this 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-foot of torque monster. All right, well, before we get underway in this 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-foot of torque, high output PowerStroke diesel, I want to talk a little bit about just kind of the basic engine choices you have in these things. So all V8s in the Super Duties, of course. So the base engine is a 6.8 liter V8 gasoline. You can opt up to a 7.3 liter gasoline. The 6.8's got about 400 horsepower, 445 pound-foot of torque, and if you get the 7.3, you're looking at about 430 horsepower and 485 pound-foot of torque. You can also then move up to the 6.7 liter PowerStroke, and it's no slouch. I mean, it makes 475 horsepower and 1,050 pound-foot of torque. But like I mentioned, this one here makes an astounding 1,200 pound-foot of torque. Now, all these engines are mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission, and you know, to say that it's capable of just about anything would be an understatement. I mean, you can buy a Ford F-450, and if you spec it right with a fifth wheel hitch, that truck will tow 40,000 pounds. The new Super Duty is capable of towing 40,000 pounds. That's half the weight of a fully loaded semi. I mean, that is just remarkable. Payload, you can put 8,000 pounds in the back of these trucks. 8,000 pounds in the back of these trucks. I mean, they're incredible. As this truck is spec'd, an F-350 with a Tremor package, you're looking at about 21,000 pounds of towing. So if your job or your hobby includes the need to tow, this truck will tow. This truck will absolutely tow. But you know, I would say, and I mentioned it walking around the vehicle, just the new Super Duties, the 2023s and beyond, everything is just refined. I mean, even in this kind of lower interior trim, everything is refined. It's very similar to what Ford did in 2021 with the redesign of the F-150, the half-ton. It's just such a nicer truck. I mean, the F-Series trucks, this is their 75th year of Ford making the F-Series trucks. I mean, they're just a staple in American work culture. But I'm telling you, you know, that's not to discount how nice the previous generations of these trucks are, but the 2023s are just so much nicer and more refined. This truck does have lane keep assist, so I can feel it kind of tugging the steering wheel, keeping me centered in the lane. It's not disruptive, it's welcomed. But you know, power-wise, this is an enormous truck. This is like a monster truck. I felt like I'm sitting, I don't know, 10 feet up in the air. It's probably exaggerated, but I feel like I'm sitting on top of the world. This is a big truck to move, and it's effortless with this PowerStroke diesel. Just absolutely effortless. You've got class-leading horsepower, class-leading torque, class-leading payload, and class-leading towing. So this is the best work truck, period. You've got a military-grade aluminum body, so you don't have to worry about rust. You know, heavy-duty steel chassis. I mean, just this thing is made to take whatever you throw at it. You know, with this Tremor package I mentioned before, but it's got heavy-duty leaf springs and you know, skid plates, and you now have the trail turn assist that in this truck that you would have with the Broncos that are, you know, tuned for off-road, where it locks the rear wheel in the direction that you're turning, so you can carve a tighter turning radius. You now have that in the Super Duty. You know, you've got various drive modes here. Anything you throw at this truck, it's going to take it. And the ground clearance is remarkable. I mean, there's so much space to climb over boulders and rocks and, you know, tree limbs and, you know, anything you're going after. This truck will handle it. And if you do scrape, you've got that skid plate there to help you. And these heavy, you know, huge heavy-duty steps to climb in. Those are not going to get damaged. Powder-coated steel. I mean, they're incredible. So it's yeah, this is a tough truck. Kind of encumbered by traffic right now, but you know, just the power. This is not a fast truck. You wouldn't, you know, this isn't like TRX, you know, performance, but just the sheer power. The sheer power behind this truck is what I just am having a hard time really describing. It's like this tsunami of power that is really. I don't know when you would ever need more power than this truck's got. Power. You know, it's enough to light up the back tires. I mean, I can turn the traction control off here and smoke these 35-inch knobby BF Goodrich tires. Truly. Even at a running start, I mean, if I, you know, at 40 miles an hour, if I lean into it, it just whoosh, you know, just pulls you forward. It's not like thrust. I'm not stuck at the back of my seat, but you look at the speedometer and you're like, oh, yeah, okay, we're doing this. So it's just remarkable power. And comfort-wise, very comfortable. Very comfortable. Not a lot of blind spot. I mean, the truck does have blind spot monitoring on the side. You've got these huge towing mirrors that extend out with the push of a button when you're towing a trailer. Which is nice, and they also have kind of a blind spot. It's kind of a two-tiered system, but you know, it's while this is the biggest truck I think I've driven, I don't feel very uncomfortable with it. It's no harder to park than a, you know, F-250, not much harder to park than an F-150. I mean, this is a big truck, so, you know, tight parking spots are going to be a little harder, but, you know, it's an easy truck to drive. I mean, it doesn't feel too heavy. It feels really pretty nice. I mean, like I said, refined. Ford has found a way to really make this uber capable, super tough truck feel pretty nice to live with every day. So yeah, I can't really complain about it too much. Okay, well, we've talked about power, so let's just take a look at this thing. So again, 6.7 liters of brute power, PowerStroke diesel, and high output fashion. That's the moneymaker right there. That's what pulls this enormous truck so effortlessly. Now I think we should have a little fun. Alright, well, it's time to see what this baby really can do. Like I said, it will light the back tires up. Well, these huge knobby BF good wrenches are no match to 1,200 pound-feet of torque. Yeah, I'm gonna get out here and run this thing to its paces on the highway, but I just really want to demonstrate how effortlessly this big beast can move. I mean, you know, one thing I haven't mentioned too is just how smart they are. The you know, hooking trailers up to it. Either you can get these things with blind spot monitoring on the trailer itself. So I'm just going to do a quick launch here, scare all the bicyclists and runners away. But here we go, launch. It's looking for traction, and that's 60. And black marks left behind me. It really, God, I mean, it's not fast, but for a truck this big, it's damn fast. It is fast. But you know, just the raw power is second to none in a 1-ton truck. So as spec'd, this truck's $77,400 some odd dollars. But like I said, you know, this truck's got all the right goodies in it. It's the right color, arguably. It's the right trim, maybe not arguably. The Tremor package, love it. Love it in the F-150. Love it in the Super Duty. And then the high output turbo diesel, without question. I've got a King Wrench, I think it's an F-250. I think it's a 3/4 ton King Wrench with the Tremor package and this motor ordered for a customer. And you know, that will have a lot more of the creature comforts inside. It'll be a beautiful truck inside and out, but it'll have this off-road package plus the engine. You know, none of these engines are underpowered by any stretch of the imagination. But this is the one, that red 6.7 liter emblem on the side is the one everybody's talking about. That's the one that's got everybody's attention. I think we have a couple dozen Super Duties in stock right now. This is the only one with the high output, so I was really pretty lucky to get my hands on this thing to play with it for the weekend. Yeah, I mean, it's a good one. You know, the other thing I would say is it's not getting a lot of, like, even truck guys, you know, this truck's just kind of going past. You know, maybe you have to be a little more astute to know. You have to be a Ford guy or a PowerStroke guy to know that this truck's special. So maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you kind of fly under the radar, and you know that you've got the daddy rabbit. You know you've got the daddy rabbit. You know you can tow or haul anything. You don't have to flash it around town. So pulling out on the highway here though, just transmission, grabbing gears, 60, 70, 80, and I'll stop there. Yeah, a lot of power. Now, yeah, cruising speed, you know, those tires, those big knobby tires are making a little noise. I'm sitting up here in the Gulf, in the Airstream, so there's a little wind noise, but you don't buy a truck like this and not expect it to make a little noise. But it's not crazy. You can turn the radio on and kind of drowned all that noise out. So it's a good place to spend a little time. And if you need to go off-road, it'll do it. And if you need to haul it, it'll do it. And if you need to tow it, it'll do it. So I guess that's about all I've got to say about the new Super Duty. Refined, capable. And if you need a really tough work truck, look no further than the all-new Super Duty. This example, F-350 with a high output PowerStroke and the Tremor package, so good. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks to Laird Noller Ford for giving me time with this truck, and we'll see you next time.